Listen, some of you is in a season that, it may be favor in your life because of all the things you had to endure for a very long time. And so now it done brought you to a season of favor where he's going to just be doing things for you. And so a lot of people, and even including myself, there's a lot of people out there that always say, man, I want favor. I want favor upon my life. This is what something I always desire. But you got to understand, to be able to have favor, to be able to experience favor, it's going to cause you to lose something. It may be multiple things, but most times it's always one thing. It can be that one thing. And so God will have you in a season where he's trying to put this favor upon your life, but you're holding on to the things that God wants you to let go of. And let me give you an example. It can be, you may have paid somebody, to cut your grass all the time. And, you're in a struggling position even at the same time. But, here and there, you kind of getting money and stuff. So you're kind of able to maintain. And so when that gets shut off, and then your grass is getting all, it's growing all, pretty high. And, you're looking at it, you're like, man, I just don't have it, man, to be able to pay that person and, cut my grass. And that person may come out over and say, hey, I haven't heard from you. You need your grass cut and switch so-and-so. You may say, yeah, I will have my grass cut, but hey, I just don't have it. I'm just in a situation that I'm in a place that I just don't have it. And I wish I was able to do it. And you never know. They can just sit and be like, you know what? Don't worry about it for these next couple weeks. Don't worry about it until you get something together, whatever like that. Then let me know. But I'll go ahead and cut it. I'll cut it and you ain't got to worry about it. That's favor. That's the favor of God. But when the money got funny, when you don't have it all together, that's when God is going to step in. The people of the world may say, well, I'm going to turn off your electric. I'm going to turn this off because this wasn't paid. And then not only that, you wasn't able to pay the thing because you just don't have it. You literally just don't have it. And you say, God, it's all in your hands. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all in your hands. And then the day that they were supposed to cut it off, it didn't even cut off at all. Still to the day, you still got electricity. Still to this day, you still got Wi-Fi, whatever you may have. You may still have these things running because it's God's favor upon your life. But you have to be willing to let go. For favor to be into your life, to experience God's favor, you have to be willing to let go. And I'm in some situations right now where I've let go of a lot of stuff and God has been coming through. I'm talking about supernatural. I'm going to put it that way. God's been coming through supernaturally. God has been putting favor upon my life. And that's because I went through the fire. That's because I went through the flood. I held on. I never gave up. I kept pushing. And it may not be outwardly to everybody, because secretly, even in a secret place, God is still applying favor on my life. He just ain't put it out there publicly yet. But that's going to eventually come soon after I'm going through what I'm going through. And then I'll be able to give my testimony. But as of right now, I got to keep things, a hush hush. So it's just a smart thing to do until the trial is over with. Then that's when people give their testimonies. But trust me, there's a lot of things that is happening, and it's supernatural, and it's just like, wow, Lord, how is this still going? How is that still happening? How is this still working out? It's just, it's blowing my mind. God is moving supernaturally in this hour for his people, because they have been through the fire, they have been through the flood, they have been talked about, rejected, pushed to the side, and this is a time where God has rewarded his people. He's going to make a way for you. So if you've been experiencing a lot of stuff being stripped away, pulled away and stuff like that, because he's about to apply favor upon your life. That's what's happening. That's why things is just out of nowhere. You like, Lord, I don't have this. Lord, I don't have that. I used to have this at this time, but now I don't have it. Because God is trying to apply faith. He's trying to get you to a place to experience his provision. And he's trying to get you to a place to experience what favor really looks like. See, a lot of people back in the day, it's like we have been taught so wrong about favor. It's like you can have all the money in the world. You can have this, you can have that, and everything is just going good. And we saying, well, God's still doing it. God's still doing it. No, you will know when God's doing it, because when he starts stripping stuff away, that's when you can come back and be like, look, I had to get stripped away to get this kind of favor, to get to this next level. I had to get stripped away. Now, if you're not really being stripped away of anything and everything's just constantly happening, you may need to check your walk with Christ. Because when you truly following Christ, trust me, you're going to experience difficulties in this walk. And that's just the way it is. Like it made me realize that the things that we were taught, even back in the day about God's favor and his provision, how will you know God is a provider if you don't lose something? How would you know God is a protector if a tornado or something like this let's say like a bad storm or just whatever? How would you know God is a protector if a tornado or like a hurricane come around? Like, how would you know? How would you know? How would you know God is a healer if you don't actually get sick? I had to go through some of these things. And I'm starting to realize, like, man, like, it made me realize, like, people quote the scriptures. People quote, yeah, God's a healer. He's my provider. He's all these different things. But that's because you're working and you're getting money every single paycheck. So, of course, you're going to keep things paid up. But what it looks like when they say, I'm going to cut this off, I'm going to shut that off, you can't have access to that, but behind the scenes, God's still allowing you to have access to it. Even though the world say, you need to either pay us or this is what it's going to be. And God still have things constantly going for you. That's God's favor. That's God's hands. And so we're all in different seasons, but I believe we are in a season where God is trying to apply a favor upon his people, but you have to be willing to let go. Anything that you just do not have a control of. I'm a man. I'm a brother. I be wanting to have control of literally almost everything because I'm a man. But when you done did all you can do, it's like you're pushing against a brick wall. I'm trying to get this done. I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to do this. But when it seems like nothing ain't working, everything is constantly closed, that's when I know I said, well, God, this is your situation. This is just you. There is something that you're trying to do. And I want to know what you're trying to do. And the only way I'm going to know is that I'm going to have to just pull back. And Lord, I just ask you, Lord, I pray and I ask you to show me how to move through this. Because sometimes God is going to put you in a season where you just don't have nothing and there's nothing you can do. You may be a man of God and you're supposed to provide for that wife and this stuff. But when all that money starts to go away, when this starts to happen and when this starts to fall down, it's just like, okay, now you're going to be in that panic mode. Like, man, Lord, I'm not doing this. Lord, I'm not doing that. But maybe God is trying to work something in you. That's why he's pulling those things away. Because God, he can do whatever he want to do. We just have to continue to follow him and trust him. Because the world say, you don't have this, you don't have that, so you won't have access to this. God said, I look high and I look low. They're going to have access to it because it's my promise. God don't care about what the world is saying. He don't care. And I told you guys, God is moving us out of the system of the world. He's moving us out of the system. He's doing the abnormal things. This is why a lot of people can't understand what God is doing in your life. They get frustrated when they hear things about you. They're like, but why is he doing it like that? He shouldn't be doing it like that. But you don't understand. He's walking with God. There's something God is trying to do through his life. Don't be so quick to speak on it. Don't be so quick to speak on it because you don't know what's going on. Even that person in that situation, he don't know what's going on or she don't know what's going on. They're just following what God is telling them. They're just following God. And some things, God, he's going to put you in places. He's going to put you in situations that just seem so abnormal to the world. Because anything God does is abnormal to the world. That's just regardless. People say, you need to move like this. God said, no, I need you to move it. Who voice you going to listen to? Are you going to listen to your family? Are you going to listen to your sisters or whoever it is? Or are you going to listen to me, the Almighty God that knows all things? And that's a choice. That's one of the tough choices that I had to realize, that I can't focus on what other people are saying about me. I can't focus on what family and this and that saying about me. I have to do what God is telling me to do. And trust me, it's uncomfortable because I'm like, Lord, I'm a man. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. God said, but I don't want you to go that way. That's the world's way. But he said, I want you to do things my way. And that's just the way it is. And I'm trying to follow God, and I want to follow God. I will follow God. And some people is just not going to like it. That goes for somebody else. Some people is just not going to like you because you follow God's ways. That's why you experience so much warfare and so much pressure. But we are just in a time, in a season where we just going to have to just put everything into God's hands. Lord, you know what I need. Lord, you know this is going on. Lord, you know this is happening. But God, I believe you're going to, somewhere down this road, Lord, you're going to step in and you're going to apply the favor upon my life. And then you just move forward. Continue to praise God. Continue to worship God. Continue to just seek him with all your heart, soul, and might. And I'm telling you, he's going to work it out. Trust me, I'm a living witness. He's going to work it out once you finally let go. Just let go. Once you let go, then you will begin to see God's, then you will begin to see God's favor upon your life. But you have to lose something to be able to experience God's favor. God had to show me that when I was sitting down, laying down. I'm just like, wow, I never thought of it that way. We have to lose something to experience God's favor. Because it's not favor then. If you able to keep this going, keep that going, and you over here and that's, you know, always done, and everything just in our daily life, everything is done. It's set. We're good. How would you experience God's favor? You have to lose something to experience it because you're like, Lord, I just don't have it. Lord, they may not be able to do this because I don't have that. So, Lord, how's this going to work out? And God will say, he will send somebody at the right moment, at the right time, to give you exactly what you know you needed. God said he will supply all your needs. He said, I think the scripture said, never I've seen the righteous forsaken or his people begging bread. We're not going to have to beg for nothing. When we're following God's ways, there's no way we can lack in anything. The world will say that you're lacking in this because you don't have the things like the world wants you, like the world say you got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have this to be approved. But God is our ultimate approval. He's an approval of all things. He can change somebody's heart to bless you. He can change somebody's heart to give you favor. He can change somebody's heart just in that split moment. They'll be like, why do I feel like I want to bless them? Why do I feel like I want to extend more months for them to do this and get themselves together? They're not going to understand it because God controls the heart. That's just the way it is. That's the time we're living in. So if anybody's been stripped or anything, it can just be anything. It can literally just be anything. If you're being stripped of a lot of things, God is trying to put favor. He's trying to get you to a place where you experience favor upon your life, but you have to lose something. And you just got to be like, Lord, this is out of my hand. Not my will, but thy will shall be done. Lord, you know what I need. Lord, you know this is what's going on. God, I put this all into your hands. Today, I make it plain today. I put it in your hands. And I will not worry no more. I put it all in your hands that you're going to work it all out. He's going to work it all out. What the devil meant for evil, God meant it for good. So no matter what, keep trusting, keep believing, and keep pushing after Christ. Hopefully this message bless you all. Until next time, Jesus Christ.